Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. As a reminder, I do every video in English and Spanish, and the degree theory is based on modern Western astrology using the Placidus house system. In today's video, I had a request from one of the viewers to do the natal chart of Venezuela and to see what's going to happen with that country and obviously with President Nicolas Maduro. So I in Miami there's a huge population of people from Venezuela. So, here we go. I want to remind people I am not a mundane astrologer, but I am going to approach it from just a regular natal chart perspective, and let's see what happens. So let me bring up and share the screen. Now, according to astro.com, this is the birth chart for Venezuela. It was interesting because it's July 5th of 1811. So it's a Cancer. It's Sun in Cancer with a rising sign of Scorpio at 26 degrees. So that's quite interesting. Now, um, you know, with Scorpio rising, this could talk about drugs, obviously, right? It could talk about a lot of things. But anyway, Uranus is transiting. Oh, well, seventh house is open enemies. So it has a lot of enemies actually. Jupiter is there, Mercury, Venus. And Uranus is transiting the seventh house of open enemies. So there are changes in allies, there are changes in enemies, there could be explosions, there could be attacks, obviously. Um, Now, this transit here, this is just temporary. The moon transiting over Saturn, that's just difficult times for the people of Venezuela, but this is transitory. It's not going to last a long time. But Saturn is in the fourth house still. So when Saturn was transiting Pisces, the last year to year and a half it has been very difficult for people living in Venezuela. Uh, Now, Pluto in Pisces and Neptune actually also transited the fourth house. So it has not been an easy time for these people. Rising sign in Scorpio. So, yep, they deal with the drug trafficking. It's things also. Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, is in the fourth house, so they're talking about the country. Uh, Pluto talks about things that are below the earth. So they have petroleum, Neptune, right? Neptune rules petroleum and also rules natural gas. So if any of you are from Venezuela, because I'm not familiar with Venezuela, I'm Cuban, and I don't have any friends from Venezuela. I have got, Colombians, Nicaraguans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Guyana. I mean, but I don't know. I don't have any friends from Venezuela, so I'm not familiar with the country. So if anybody that's listening or watching this video can comment, because it looks like it's not only petroleum, but it could be natural gases as well that Venezuela has. Because again, Pluto in the fourth can talk about death, and it's retrograde. So it's something that happens over again. But Pluto in the fourth can also talk about like deep secrets, something that's occult, something that's not, you know, not easy to see, right? But it could also talk about things that are hidden below the earth in the country. So now, the thing that I don't like about this natal chart is that it has Uranus and Mars in the 12th house. So this can talk about hidden attacks. It could talk about like guerrilla warfare, that type of thing, or attacks that happen in the evening. Because 12th house talks about it's ruled by Pisces, right? And Neptune is the ruler of the 12th house. So it talks about when things happen, attacks, explosions at night or during fog, things that are not, uh, things that are hidden, 12th house. So now the one remarkable thing that I did notice is this Pluto. The Pluto at 18 degrees was eclipsed on September 7th. Because we had an eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. So, needless to say that the attacks will continue because it's retrograde. And now, the $1 million question is the United States going to go to war with Venezuela? I don't think so. I don't think that this is going to be an all-out war. I do think that the attacks will continue because Uranus is here and it's going to be here for the next 7 years. Well, maybe like 6 years because it ends here. So it's not the whole thing of Gemini, but the whole transit of Gemini, but it's going to be for a while. However, President Nicolas Maduro is a different story. This is his birth chart according to astro.com. But when I looked at the Wikipedia, and this is the information that I'm getting is from Wikipedia because I don't know him, I don't know anybody that knows him, or according to the information that I got about him, it states that he said he was born at 5 o'clock. When I looked at the chart at 5 o'clock, I didn't see the correlation. So I'm sticking with the one at 11:03. And he was born in Caracas, Venezuela, which is the capital. Now, I actually agree with this chart, and I will tell you why. Now, based on the Wikipedia information, his beginning his working life as a bus driver, right? So you look at the second house, Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is related to transportation, but also Virgo is to provide a service. So, it fits. So he rose to become a trade union leader. Right here, Maduro rose to become a trade union leader before being elected to the National Assembly in 2000. So he's working for the government. Sixth house, Capricorn. To work for the government, to work for a corporation with multiple levels of management. And this here starts at 20 degrees. How do I figure that? The 12th house starts at 20 degrees here. So that means that the sixth house starts at 20 degrees, which is the degree of Scorpio. So here we go again. We're talking about drugs. We're talking about things that are like top secret, hidden stuff. And then on top of that, he has Saturn in the sixth house. So it re-emphasizes working for the government. Now, his MC is at 21 degrees of Taurus. And this usually deals with money, agriculture, the food industry. So, and 21 degrees is a degree of Sag. So he's doing something with foreign countries related to money or agriculture or food. Now, according to Wikipedia, it says here, the only male of 4 siblings, he had 3 sisters. When you look at the third house, here are the 3 sisters, the moon, Neptune, and Venus. So again, it checks out. He was married twice. Every Leo ascendant there's like a 95% chance that the first marriage will end in divorce. Why? Because the seventh house starts in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus rules divorce. So, and on top of that, he has Jupiter here, the seventh house. So he has a lot of choices. He can choose from a lot of people, but this Jupiter in the seventh house talks about multiple marriages or multiple long-term relationships in love and business. So with his first wife, he has one child. Now, from his chart, I can't see that one child because the seventh house, using the derivative house system, it would be one, two, three, four, five. I don't see any children from the first marriage. And he has no natal children in the fifth house. So I would have to look at the at his first wife's natal chart, which I didn't. So, but the second wife or the second relationship, second marriage, is the ninth house, and it starts in Aries. But when you use the derivative house system, one, two, three, four, five, and I'm counting five because it's the fifth house of that spouse. And then you see here Uranus. Uranus talks about adoptive children, stepchildren, or artificial children, like artificially inseminated, right? So the wife had three or has three children from the previous marriage. So that checks. Now, the ninth house, the ninth house is higher education, and when you have Aries there, usually you stop school. But he didn't graduate from high school. It says, let me see, it says it here. Maduro attended a public high school, and this is the name. His introduction to politics when he was a member of the high school student union. According to the school records, Maduro did not graduate from high school. So, eh, no schooling, high school in Sag, fifth house rules high school. In Sag, this means that he has, a lot of love affairs. Um, Now, having Mars in the 12th house indicates that you might go to prison in your homeland. And he was detained at JFK in 2006, which also, let me see here, 2006 detention in New York. While attempting to travel back to Venezuela via Miami, Florida, Maduro was briefly detained by Homeland Security officers at the JFK International Airport for around 90 minutes after paying for three airline tickets in cash. Um, so both Maduro and President Hugo Chavez were in New York City attending the 61st session of the UN General Assembly. So anyway, he called diplomatic immunity or, that he was a diplomat, blah, 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 and they let him go. But he can end up in jail in his home country. Now, the sun, which is the ruler of his rising sign, Leo, to be a president at the degree of Libra, the sun is in the fourth house to be the president of the homeland. So that also checks. So, how is he going to die? Eighth house, Pisces. He could be assassinated. Neptune is in the third, and he could be assassinated along with the wife or the girlfriend, or a female. So he could be assassinated while traveling, short trip. He could be, poisoned with seafood. That's another way of dying with Pisces. It could be a drug overdose as well. Now, his eighth house is Pisces and Aries. So where is Mars? The ruler of Aries is in the 12th house. So if he goes to jail, guess what's going to happen? So he's going to be killed in jail. Now, uh, Jupiter is traveling his 12th house. So he can run away to a foreign country. That's a method of escape for him. Um, there is Neptune, the ruler of the eighth, is transiting the eighth house. That is not good. Okay, that is not good. And then we have the Neptune Saturn conjunction coming in February in the eighth house, which is also not good. And on top of that, we have Uranus, which is now at 0 degrees, 32 minutes. And his sun is at 1 degree, 22 minutes in Sag. So the opposition from Uranus to his sun is also not good for his life, I mean. And then you have Pluto, which is itching so close to that Saturn in his sixth house, the house of health, the house of work. So there's going to be a transformation of his job in the government. And also you have Uranus here transiting the 10th house. So I don't think that he's going to remain in power very soon. And I think it's going to happen when that Uranus gets closer to that 1 degree, 22 minutes. I don't project anybody's death. Number one, because it's unethical. Number two, because I can be wrong. And then if this were a client, they would be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die." So I don't do that, but definitely something is going to change in his career. So I think he will fall from power. Um, because you have Pluto in the sixth and you have Uranus in the 10th. So I think his days are numbered. But again, I don't think that the United States is going to go to an all-out war with Venezuela. I don't think that's going to happen. President Maduro is a different story. I think his days are numbered. It's just a matter of when the right time comes. So anyway, I hope that the viewer that requested this video will comment anything about Venezuela or anything. Well, the viewer was in Spanish, but anyway, I also have viewers that are Venezuelan that listen to the English version. So there you go. I hope that this helps you guys and that you have found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and send it to somebody else that at least they can learn the astrology and how to read a chart. As always, thank you for watching. If you want a chart reading with me, please send me an email to astrology@aol.com. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.